Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the 3 Show. I'm your host, Vinny Paracelli. This is the weekend we've been waiting 2 years for. The Fraser Cup Championship Tournament begins today as our 6 remaining teams attempt to capture the Fraser Cup. On this show, we will break down how the tournament works and preview the pools. We'll have some other news to take care of first, though, and then we'll get back to our Fraser Cup coverage. Alexandria Blizzard's Colin Tushy has signed a tender with the Minnesota Magicians of the North American Hockey League. The 19-year-old from Prior Lake, Minnesota just finished his first year in the NA3HL, recording 17 goals and 29 points in 32 games. The 0-2 forward finished the season on a strong note with 8 points in his last 4 games, including hat tricks in back-to-back games. Now back to the Fraser Cup Championship Tournament. 6 teams will enter, but only one will come home with the title. Sheridan, Rochester, Northeast, and Oklahoma City are aimed to become champions for the very first time, while North Iowa is looking for their 4th title, and Texas is looking to become the first team since the 2013-14 North Iowa Bulls to repeat as champions. Let's first break down how this tournament works. The 6 teams are divided into 2 pools of 3. Each team will play 2 games in the round-robin portion of the tournament. A regulation win will get them 3 points, an overtime or shootout win will net them 2 points, an overtime or shootout loss gets you 1 point, and obviously a regulation loss gets you no points. After the round-robin portion of the tournament concludes, we will take the top 2 teams in each pool based off the number of points, and those 4 teams will advance to the semifinals. The top team in Pool A will play the second-place team in Pool B in the first semifinal, with the Pool B winner playing the second-place team in Pool A in the second semifinal. Of course, the 2 winners in the semifinals will meet on Monday in the Fraser Cup Final. Now, I noted earlier that you can get points for overtime and shootout wins or losses. To be clear, that is only in the round-robin games, and those games will play a 10-minute 5-on-5 overtime before going to a 3-round shootout. In the semifinals and the final, of course, it's obviously 20 minutes of 5-on-5 overtime until we get a winner. Now for the pools, Pool A will consist of the number 1, 4, and 6 seeds, meaning it will be Sheridan, Northeast, and North Iowa. Pool B will have the number 2, 3, and 5 seeds, meaning it will be Rochester, Texas, and Oklahoma City. Sheridan, as most of you know, went 39-1 in the regular season and went 4-1 in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. That loss in Game 2 to Great Falls was their first since early October. 41-game winning streak is one of the longer ones we've seen in recent history. The Hawks have 289 goals this season. That was the most in the league by a very wide margin. Their 81 goals allowed were the 4th best in the league. Sheridan is in the unique position that they did play against one of their upcoming opponents in North Iowa back in December. Now, of course, there have been some changes in personnel for both clubs, but it's worth noting that the Bulls won both of those exhibition contests. Northeast comes in with the 2nd best offense and 9th best defense. They won the East with a 32-9 record, but had some trouble in the postseason, needing 3 games in both of their series. They got routed in Game 1 of the East Finals, but came back to turn the tables on the Titans and win the final 2 games of the series by a combined score of 14-3. Then we've got the 6-seeded Bulls. Probably the most experienced team in the pool. Sheridan Northeast are making their first trips to the Fraser Cup. Bulls are ranked 7th offensively and defensively. They won the West with a record of 27-11-2, and like the Generals, needed to win 2 Game 3s to get to this point. Also, like Northeast, they dropped the first game in round 1 to Alexandria before winning the last 2 games. They split the next 2 with Wilmer and punched their ticket with a win in Game 3 on Sunday. Moving into Pool B, the Rochester Grizzlies bring back a lot of firepower from last season. The league's 6th best offense and number 1 defense has been saying this whole season is unfinished business, and they are just 3 or 4 wins away from finishing up their run. They took the Central with a 34-5-1 record, with 4 of those losses coming to the Mustangs, who they just defeated in the Central Finals after dropping Game 1 in Peoria. They have won 16 of their last 17 games. The 3 seed, the defending champion Texas Brahmas, are back for more. And they've got a lot of weapons still in that team from their championship squad, so they know how to win this thing. They had the exact same record as Rochester, but because of their plus 119 goal differential compared to Rochester's plus 122, they are the 3 seed and not the 2. Number 4 ranked offense, number 2 ranked defense. Expect a lot of good defensive play like we saw 2 years ago. Finally, our only non-division winner, the wildcard Oklahoma City. They are here because of a 29-7-4 record in the regular season. That gave them a win percentage of .775, while Peoria was 29-9-2, which was good for .750. So OKC is in as the best loser from the divisional final round. They will get their rematch with Texas on Saturday after the Brahmas won back-to-back games this past Saturday and Sunday to overcome OKC's Game 1 win last Friday afternoon. Here's the schedule. If you missed it, all the times are Central Time. Thursday, we will see Northeast face Sheridan in the opening game of the event at 4 p.m. Texas and Rochester will do battle at 7 p.m. Then on Friday, will be North Iowa playing in their first game against Sheridan at 4 p.m. And then we get our first look at OKC against the Grizzlies at 7. On Saturday, North Iowa will play against Northeast at 2:30, and then we'll have OKC and Texas battle at 5:30. The semis will be on Sunday at 12 and 3 p.m. with the Fraser Cup final coming Monday at 3 p.m. You can watch every game of the Fraser Cup tournament on Hockey TV. Check out our Fraser Cup Playoff Hub for all your news, highlights, and more. You can also check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube for all the latest Fraser Cup content. Thank you for tuning in this week. Hopefully we'll see you out in St. Louis, and we hope you enjoyed the weekend as we crown a champion in the NA3HL.